If I'm honest, I think participles can be a little bit trickier to identify than gerunds. And that's just because they can look a bit different. They can have an ing or an ed ending. But they have a completely different function. They act as adjectives and adjectives only. So when a participle contains an ing ending, it looks a lot like a gerund. To tell the difference, you must look at its function in the sentence. So because participles are modifiers, you can take them out of a sentence. Participles can be a single word or they can include modifiers. So in other words, a participial phrase. So let's look at a few examples here. She placed the cracked plate in the garbage. Okay, this one's pretty easy to identify. We have this noun, plate, and it's obviously a noun. It's being modified by the article the and the participle cracked. So both the and cracked are telling us more about plate. So cracked is a participle. The rising sun began to warm our faces. Okay, well, again, really similar situation going on here. Sun is a noun, and we have two words modifying it, the and rising. Rising is a participle. This one's easy. All you have to do is look at summary and know that this is an adjective. Kelly loved her new hat. And then we have a comma, and then we have two descriptors, summary and stunning. The next one, the sun, comma, setting in the west, cast a strange glow. When we have a descriptor like this, a descriptor that tells us more about the preceding noun, it's fairly easy to tell what's going on here. Setting in the west tells us more about sun. So setting is a participle. The next one is similar, only they've placed the participle at the beginning of the sentence. So when you've got a participial phrase like setting in the west or casting a long shadow, it can be quite movable. So look at the previous one, setting in the west, comma, the sun cast an orange glow. So that could come before the subject, and it could be like an introductory phrase, or it could come right after the subject as a modifying phrase. So participial phrases are usually fairly easy to identify. The same goes with this one. Casting a long shadow, comma, the boy stood in the field. So casting a long shadow tells us more about boy, and you'll notice that you could put it either before the subject or right after. So you could write something like the boy, comma, casting a long shadow, comma, stood in the field. Here are a few more examples. Now what I've done here is I've showed you a typical verbal here, running. Running is a word that can be used in a number of different ways. So in the first example, running is being used as a gerund. It's the subject of the sentence. Running every day, it's a simple subject, every day as a modifier, is good exercise. Then we have running swiftly. He caught the train. Very similar to the last couple examples. This could be moved to after the subject. He, comma, running swiftly, comma, caught the train. Or running can be used as the main subject of a sentence. So was running in this last example is a verb phrase. Was is a helping verb and running is the main verb. So the boy was running down the street.